All right, you ready? Let's go. Yo, 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 it is your boy Nayzel versus Wild, and you're listening to another episode of Beowulf Sessions. Thank you for tuning in. Yet another Monday, and if you're showing up bright and early on a Monday morning, I'm so proud of you for showing up. If you're listening to this on any other day, or just stumbled across it online and you're like, shit, there's definitely a reason why I tuned in today. So I really appreciate you, either if you're watching this on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, whatever you name it. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for listening to another episode of Beowulf Sessions. Now, some of the greatest episodes on Beowulf Sessions are the ones that are on the spot and on the spot freestyling, straight from the heart conversations, as I call it. And today is going to be one of those days. I'm going to straight pick an idea and we're going to unpack it, and we're going to hopefully give you ideas, thoughts, and make you feel the emotions, the feelings, the values, the passion, the love to go out into your communities and your circles and your friends and really create your own impact, either today, tomorrow, this year, this month, you name it. This conversation is going to make it happen. All right. Now, before we get into it, if this is your first time listening, my name is Nayzel Sushil. I am a full-time creative entrepreneur from South Auckland. I was born in a rural Fijian village called Lambasa, Bunileka, and my mission in life is to write a story that beats longer than my heart. It's going to be a micro session today, so we're going to get straight into it. Before I do that, I just want to say a big shout out to our sponsor, Feature Weddings. Feature Weddings is a photo and film wedding company across Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. They shoot weddings and celebrate love across all these countries. So if you know anybody that's getting married and needs wedding content, go check out featureweddings.co.nz and featureweddings.com.au. Man, that might be the first time I didn't mess up the sponsor. And you're probably thinking, Nice, isn't that your company? And I'm like, yes, it is, because Future Weddings is literally keeping Beowulf Sessions alive every single week, every single Monday. And we're about to hit 1 year anniversary of Beowulf Sessions. And I still can't believe we're almost there. Every Monday. Oh my God, I'm just mind blowing. But let's leave that for another day. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And shout out to everyone doing reviews and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm going to be reading the reviews out. So if you haven't done a review yet, go do a Beowulf review and I will give you guys a shout out and DM, screenshot, share this episode, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you want to go look at my face on YouTube, it's happening right now. I promise you. Beowulf Sessions, go check it out. All right, so I'm going to let you guys in a little secret that I've been doing for the last sort of 5 years or so. I've been literally every day writing stuff, writing little notes to myself, little things that I like, ideas, concepts, and I could literally write a book, to be honest. And we'll save that for another day. But today, this is going to be off-the-cuff freestyle from the heart conversations, as I say. I'm going to pick an idea, and we're just going to go with it, and we're gonna unpack it, and we're going to give you some light bulb moments, and then you're going to go away and give it to somebody else. All right, you ready for this? One idea that I've been really feeling is the meaning of life, right? The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. I don't know. I've just been really intrigued by this line, to be honest, and I feel like it came to me at the right time, especially in the last sort of few months or so. I've been going through so much change, and finally I feel like I've got a bit more, a stable direction. But I thrive in chaos. I thrive in uncomfortable situations, and but like that whole idea of life's about finding your gift. And what came to me is a lot of times we would say that, but we would never say, how do we actually find our gift? And I'm a big believer to this day that for us to find our gift, we have to have the confidence in ourselves that we have to get into chaos. And when we get into chaos and uncomfortable situations, that's when we can create opportunities that can make great impact for the long term. Now, what I mean is, in order for us to find our gift, we have to be able to create opportunities, and we have to be able to try potentially new things, or try things that we really like. And if we're not good at it, keep practicing at it every single day. And if you enjoy something and you're shit at it, a lot of times people will say, stop, just give up. I'm a big believer in, if it makes you happy and if it makes your heart tick, keep at it every single day. Because practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes better. All right? Practice makes better. And if you're in a position, if you're like, I don't know, a teenager, or you're just about to go into university, or if you're in your early 20s and you feel like, man, I don't know what to do with my life. Like, I don't have it figured out. Like I don't even know what my gift is, or I've never really been that great at school. Like, I don't even know how to fucking spell. Like, if you feel like you're struggling with coming up with, something in your brain that, I might pursue this, or I might give this a shot, I promise you, this is your opportunity to experiment. Like, just literally, like, I think one of the coolest things that I'm incredibly proud of myself is being able to, at a young age, try different things, put my feet in a lot of baskets, a lot of ships. And I've talked about it a lot of times. And I feel like I had this mindset of working in decades to find the secret gift and trying a little bit of everything to see what makes my heart tick. And I think if you can do that at a young age, and like, like, if you're like already in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like, I'm not saying age is a number to not try new things, but if you can do it early, it's going to give you like a ramp to really narrow down when you really want to. And it's going to give you the freedom, not only the freedom in yourself, but it might even give you financial freedom at the time that you need it. And it's happened to me. I feel like I'm living proof of that. Like, I get to do this on a regular basis now, and I don't have to ask for permission, and I feel like it's taken me a while, and I'm so grateful that I started doing things like this at an early age, and giving things a go, and having the confidence to fail and retry. And even if I got a lot of hate, a lot of noise, or people were like, what the fuck am I up to, I kept going at it. I kept going at it. I didn't listen. I stayed focused. I kept the tunnel vision, and I practiced. I practiced to get better. I never practiced to get perfect. And that's why every Be a Wolf session is one cut action. And because I'm showing you that, hey, I'm going to say the wrong things at times. I'm going to probably fuck up, but I'm going to still show up every single Monday, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. And if you don't have to take everything how I do it, and I'm not trying to tell you to be me. Like, you being you is the greatest superpower, but if there's something that I can give you in this conversation that's going to spark a light, I've done my job of giving. And I think life, if you can find your gift and give it away, you have nailed life. I promise you, you have nailed life. You have, like, literally, core foundation of, like, being like, fuck, you did something so impactful that it could have changed somebody's life to be better. And I feel like, there's nothing in this world that gets more satisfaction than that. Like, for me personally, like, if I can just help one person, feel like that they can have confidence to give things a go, I've lived my life, and I feel very, very content. So yeah, I'm just like, scrolling through my notes here, and that whole idea has literally just been a foundation, especially the last couple of months. To be honest, I wrote that down not that long ago. I was reading a couple of things, and that one just kind of popped. And the first thing that, like I said, that came to my brain was like, a lot of times people say, find your gift, blah, 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 but they don't say how to find it. So I want you to realize that in order to find your gift, you have to just, like, listen to that voice that you know that you need to try these things, and you need to get out of that couch, or you need to get out of that comfort zone to make the magic happen. And I like, if there's anything that you take away from it, is it comes in the first step. It comes in the first movement. And I'm a big believer that in order for any great change to happen, we must first be willing to keep a promise. Keep a promise to ourselves, but also keep a promise that even if it doesn't work out, you are not getting attached to the outcome. Because the process of trying and the love of the process is where the real dream is. It's not the outcome. Because when we get attached and create expectations with the outcomes, that's when we wake up every morning feeling dissatisfied, because we're not really in it in the process. We are living for the outcome. And this is different. This is different from like a mission, a goal, a single objective. What I'm talking about is expectation levels of, hey, I'm going to get to this position by this time frame. And if I don't get there, I'm going to be dissatisfied. I'm going to be not happy. I don't want you to get attached to the outcomes, because when we get attached to the outcomes, that's when we can let ourselves down and get demoralized. Fall in love with every single day of trying to find your gift. And in order to find that gift, you must be willing, I've said it so many times, you must be willing to be in the chaos, be in the uncomfortable zone, be in the nightmares, face those questions in your brain. And, I'm sorry if this is getting too, cliche type sort of conversation, but I just want to say that, a lot of times, when we ask ourselves, like, why are we here? Or what's the meaning of this? Like, why do I even go to work? Or, when we ask those deep questions, sometimes we neglect it. Sometimes we say, nah, I don't want to ask these questions. Like I assure you, like, when you're driving by yourself, or when you're alone with your mind by yourself, all these conversations comes to your brain, because it comes to me. If it comes to me, it must come to you, like, all the time. Because I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, shit, I feel like I'm already quite a deep thinker. And a lot of times people are like, nice, you're so deep, man. Like, so like deep in convos. And I'm like, yeah, man, I feel like, life is all about, making the most of every conversation, every interaction, because, time's limited. But I feel like when we ask ourselves these questions, when we ask ourselves, why questions about ourselves, a lot of times as humans, especially when we don't want to get out of our own comfort zones, we literally try back away and run away from it. We're like, shit, maybe not today. We'll come back to that conversation another day. And we keep putting shit on the back burner. But no progressive change is ever going to happen if we put things on the back burner. Nothing's ever good has ever come from putting shit on the back burner, by the way. Besides you feeling like you just wasted a lot of time. So, out of everything in this micro session, if there's anything I want you to take away, is I encourage you, after listening to this conversation, to try something new today. I encourage you to try something that's a little bit out of your normal patterns, daily routines. If that's like putting something else in your cereal today, yeah, that's all good. Just try something new. Go for a little walk, afternoon walk with your family. Go do something, go for a little light jog if you never run. Go do something that you want to do and you've been wanting to do for such a long time, but just never felt like it. And when you pick up this thing or pick up a new task or pick up a challenge, don't get attached to the outcome of this challenge. Only do it for the sake of trying it. And regardless of the noise of or anything, just do it. Just do something different. Just do it. Just try it. Just try one thing. I promise you. And the chain effect, if you can stay in it for long enough and create more and more opportunities, you'll eventually fall in love with something. and you will eventually create an opportunity which makes your heart tick. And if you can make your heart tick and get yourself out of bed, and the greatest, Gary Vee's probably said this a million times, but the greatest blessing is if we can make, if you can wake up in the morning in a good mood. And I feel like if we can do that, if everybody in the world could do that, I feel like that's a successful day. And I know the boy Gary Vee has said that quite a few times, to be honest. But like, if you can just, try something new today and just give it a crack, and like for me, like a real example for me personally, what I've been trying is, like, you've noticed there's been like 3 or 4 sessions I've been recording the video to go onto YouTube. And like, I've been recording these Be a Wolf sessions audio experience for like almost a year now. And I haven't been doing videos, full videos of it for the channel. And now I'm going to be doing it. So I'm just going to be chucking clips up, and I'm going to look like an idiot for a lot of them. And you're probably watching and listening right now like, man, this guy's an idiot. But you showed up 16 minutes. So it must not be that crazy if you're here for 16 minutes. So yeah, I'm trying something new. Just chucking videos up on YouTube. And, I don't really give a fuck if you watch it or not. But just trying new shit, just living, learning, because we only get one shot at this thing called life. And I'm a big believer that the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. I'm going to leave you with that, exactly like how I started. Shout out to Feature Weddings for sponsoring this episode. Thank you to all of our Be a Wolf listeners that has shown up every single Monday for almost the last 12 months. And if you've been enjoying it, if you've been hating it, please chuck us a review. It just helps us get to the right ears. And it's all self-funded around here, so we've got no sponsors or anything like that. So if you enjoy it, one share can get us a long way. So if you do like it, chuck it up on your story, chuck it up on anywhere really. Tag me. If you don't want to chuck it up on your socials and share it, just send me a DM and tell me you love it, you hate it, keep going, keep being a wolf, and I will see you next Monday. Let's go! Woo! Man, I thought that was a good session, to be honest. It's the greatest freestyle I've ever done. Alright, let's keep rolling with it. Let's go.